Welcome to the Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul. Your dynamic host and founder, Sue Lundquist, will bring you her own intuitive talents and gifts for co-creating, healing, and teaching. Her show, The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul, is focused on bringing you to a higher place each week where you can leave the hustle of life at the door. So pull up a chair and join us for The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul.
Hey, hey, hey! Your cheerleaders are right here. Benny, happy Halloweeny!
No idea on that one. That's great.
You like that? I don't know what to call
I
it.
don't know what it is.
I don't know.
It's like you're mixing two countries.
Luigi.
Oh, yeah. There's one. A little bit of it. But you're throatier.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing. It's October. Should I have dressed up?
Maybe that's it. Well, for tomorrow, sure.
I won't be here.
Not here.
Oh.
You could do tomorrow, though. Because tomorrow's
Halloweeny.
Right.
Halloweeny.
Some of us will
just
be
like
dressed
saying
up.
Halloweeny.
Yep, some of us will be dressed up.
You rock it.
I got first place.
You
back-to-back years.
rock it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I think I was only by one vote, though.
Oh my God, but you rock it. Please, everybody, it's on the KKNW, where it's on 1150kknw.com. You have got to go see. Benny is so creative. I mean, he builds everything. And if I could swear, I would right now, but he would bleep me.
Not.
Yeah. Seriously, he's so creative, from cars to costumes to homes to, you should go on.
So ladies, is what you're saying.
And to ladies. Ladies.
So the costume was Larry Culpepper. And if you don't know who Larry Culpepper is, I know probably Nadine's looking him up.
Yeah, it's
up
Nadine right there. Hi, baby.
Him up right now.
Oh, yeah, I'm Googling right now.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
Larry Culpepper, Google image him, and he's the Dr. Pepper image that was used a few years back for the college game days.
Oh, my God, it's
and
brilliant.
so, other than having a beard, I was actually Larry Culpepper Jr. I was his son. I was taking over because my dad decided to hang it up, so I was filling in his refreshment shoes because he's part of the Dr. Pepper series. And so that's basically what I was walking around. I was like, Larry Culpepper, everybody. Make sure everyone's refreshed and hydrated. Let's get going.
I love
We'll
it.
see you on
You've got
game
to
day.
see.
We'll
Where
on
can
game
they
day.
see the pictures, Benny? Where can they see the pictures?
Facebook, probably. If you go to 1150 KKNW, well, on my page only. But I can link it over.
Okay, do that. Put a little link on my thingy. And you guys got to see this because, well, Benny's just cute.
Or just hit up Sue and link back through to me. Can we do that?
Yeah. Can you put it on Gratitude Cafe Facebook page?
I'll figure it out.
All right. Thank you, darling, because I can't do that. I'm kind of on the radio right now.
Yeah, right.
Right. Hi, guys. We are taking calls today. It's myself and Nadine, and we are loving on you. We are connecting you. We are coaching you. We are guiding you. We are giving you new perspective, new thoughts, new ideas. And the phone number to call in is 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. Again, 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. Is that you, Nadine? Are you breathing? Is that the snorting and the breathing, or is it a chair?
She's setting herself up.
That's me. Yeah, I'm snorting.
We all
and
do it.
everything like
We all
that.
do it.
I'm snoring. No, you know what it is. It's the zoo.
It's
of
the
course.
zoo. It's the
My
zoo.
little piglets.
Your piglets. Okay, so I want to jump in because we got quite a bit I want to cover today. We got lots of shifts and lots of things happening. So,
And Nadine was her name.
And Nadine was her name. Oh,
Yeah,
that is
no
hilarious. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's get started. Oh, really quick reminder, you guys. Annual survey for Alternative Talk 1150. So please go on www.1150kknw and click on the words 2018 Listener Survey. It's right at the top of the page. You'll enter your chance to win a, Victoria Clipper and a $100 gift certificate
Yeah, round
to
trip.
Schwartz Weather.
We want you to
Well,
come
good.
back.
Round trip is good.
Yeah, we want you to
I
come
want
back.
to win that, but I can't. But please go on there. I'd love to hear. We all want to hear how we're doing. Of course, I want to know that Gratitude Cafe and Sue Lundquist is doing awesome and keep us on air and love on us and all of that good stuff. So please Go tell everybody how much you love us at www.1150kknw. Oh my God, the dog. That is hilarious.
I can't believe that you can hear it that like she's like
Yeah.
way across the room and you guys can hear
Oh,
that.
honey,
Then
we
it must
can.
be a lot louder and right up close.
That's what we hear. That's literally what we hear. It's
It's crazy that it's like but the thing is, like, if I put them in like if I leave the room, then they howl. So then that's even worse.
I'd rather
So I'm
have
like,
this.
Yeah, this is fine because this is fun. All right, so the Gratitude Cafe, Sue Lundquist here, your
What
host.
it really sounds like is, when you like swallow and you have that little kind of like burp back kind of thing, like that little sound, that little
Well, it's
gurgly. No, but it's like the like that. That's what it sounded like.
Like it
Right,
may,
like,
it could have
see,
been
you
you
Nadine
swallow your pop wrong.
or
That's how my
something.
dog
Your
sounds.
soda.
Like-
Your
You
soda.
guys pop your soda.
Oh yeah, soda. my
I swear to
soda
God,
pop.
we're having a radio show, but we're having
Oh,
way too
yeah.
much banter and fun here.
It's fine.
All right, let's talk business really quick. Josh Parkinson, one of my other superstars behind the scene. You guys, listen to what I'm saying here. Josh Parkinson with the Resonate brand. Seriously, Resonate helps you build beautiful mobile-friendly websites, but more importantly, they help you build a web strategy, very important, that helps your business attract new customers and grow a following and get higher in the search listings. This is very important for your bottom line, you guys. And if you want to create an online course or membership that sells automatically without you lifting a finger, they can help you build and sell that too. Please contact Resonate Web Leadership for a free consultation and see what options they have for you. Go to www.resonateweb.agency. Tell Josh and his team you heard about him on the Sue Lundquist Show.
That's not it.
The Super Sue Show.
That's better.
There we go. The Super Sue Show. Hey, guys. Okay, so Nadine and I were having a little conversation coming into the radio show today. Oh, no, that was just a crackle wackle. We're going to just keep going. So we were having a conversation today, and it is October. And a few years back, I had a conversation with a beautiful soul, Alicia Michelle, and she and I were having these conversations about October and November and the veils being very thin and it's fall and the winds of change. And I want to read something to you. It's an affirmation of letting go because we're letting go of expectations. We're letting go of relationships. We're letting go of people. We're letting go of fears. We're letting go of emotions and things that no longer serve us. We're letting literally the wind take that from us. And this is the affirmation I want you guys to hold on to, an affirmation for letting go. Today, I embrace the memory of my past and feel grateful for all the life has given me. I acknowledge that I did the best I could at the time, and now I'm ready to let go. I clear my future road ahead for miracles and happy surprises. Boom. Done. Miss Nadine, hi, sweetheart.
I've been clearing. Sorry. Oh my God. It wouldn't be a radio show unless I like screwed everything up every time. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy. But we were talking about, like how we were letting go. And it's funny. I read your affirmation this morning and then I realized when I was reading it, because I popped in and read it, I was like, mine was about forgiveness. I was like, what came up for me when I read that? And mine was about forgiveness. I was like, I need to forgive myself.
Oh.
And I don't know why that popped into my mind, but it just did. I was like, oh my goodness, like I need to forgive myself for a million different things. And I've never done that. I've always worked on like forgiving others.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yes.
I've always like forgiven others. Oh, I forgive them and forgive them for doing this to me. But I always forget to forgive myself. And so it was actually like a really big aha moment when I read I know it doesn't really have anything to do with it,
but it does. It totally does. You know how many people are out there that spin out and they don't, they stay in those resentments. And
right,
it's
but
for themselves.
It comes down to it comes down to that self-care, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like not like taking care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. So here I am forgiving everyone else around me and forgetting to forgive myself. And I was like, I should be forgiving myself first before I go forgiving anybody else.
Oh, for sure. And you knew, you've got to, because you learned this too in the 16-day challenge, but have the CCs. Have the compassionate
Mhm.
curiosity for yourself and others. You know, really have that compassion and curiosity. Get really curious about what's happening in your life and have compassion and allow that forgiveness, that self-forgiveness and those fears to come up and out because they don't serve you anymore. Let the wind literally, you know, metaphorically and energetically take it. Let it go. It does not serve you anymore. And when that fear comes up, say, this doesn't serve me anymore. Thank you very much. Love and blessings. See you later.
Yeah, send it away with love, right? And that's
Yeah.
what and that's exactly, it's so funny you say that because I like went into a meditation this morning and that's what it was all about. And I was like cutting cords with my past and like letting it all go and forgiving myself for my past and like just everything
Mm.
I could think of. I was like letting it go. And one thing I do all the time is I cut cords, but I also like blow up a balloon. My sister taught me this years ago, but I like blow all my worries into a balloon. Like in my meditation, I blow everything in there. Like I could blow my whole past in there. I could blow feelings in there, whatever it is. And then I tie it up and I let it float into the sky, like goodbye.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And it works for me. Like it might not work for everyone, but it works for me because I'm like, oh, when you watch the balloon go away when you're a little kid, you're like,
Yep.
oh, it's gone
Yep.
forever. And so that's a good one, right? Because then it's like, oh my gosh, all that stuff I blew into the balloon is now gone forever.
Yep. And it could be washing your hands. It could be the balloon. It could be grounding, all of these different
Mm-hmm.
tools to help you stay connected 3D and 5D, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. New perspective, new thoughts, new ideas, new you. We're taking calls today. Nadine and I are going to chit chat. I would highly, highly recommend calling in now and getting in the queue. So and waiting, not waiting until 8:30 because then we just don't have enough time to get to all of you. So call in 1-888-298-5569 or of course locally 425-373-5527. Yeah, winds of change, rebirths, forgiving of self, releasing your fears, releasing your resentments, cutting of the cords metaphorically and metaphysically. I kind of liked how that came out.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Boom, drop the mic. We're done. Okay, that's it. So how has your week been since we talked, sweetheart? What's going on for you?
It's been really, really good. Just working hard as usual. But it's funny you talk about forgiveness and stuff because that's been the theme of my week.
Oh,
Is like a lot of my clients are like, I need to let this go. I need to let this go, whether it was relationships or a job or like something they feel like they failed at. So I've been working a lot with forgiveness. And that's funny. I didn't even think about it until just now when you said it. How was your week? I'm like, oh. So
well,
this week was
irony.
a lot,
Yeah.
yeah, it was weird because this week was a lot more about teaching. I did a lot of like teaching this week and supporting and coaching, like that. It was
Yes.
more of a week like that versus mediumship. It was more working on forgiveness, working on, people's gifts, recognizing their gifts and how to use them. And then a lot about the other side, like talking about, belief systems and like people a lot, like I had a few clients this week that grew up really religious, right? They grew up really religious
Oh, yes.
and they have such guilt behind having gifts, right? So they
Oh,
have like their
yes.
psychic mediums or their psychics and they're like, oh, I feel like I'm cursed or, like they think it's
Yes.
they're taught they can't talk to anyone about it. A lot of times, a few of my clients, it was the first time they ever reached out in
Wow.
this form of and it's so brave, like it's so brave of them to contact me and to even admit that this is going on in them and then to be like, okay, I'm really struggling because I can't ever tell anyone about this. I can't talk about it. They think I'm like worshiping Satan or
Oh
something.
gosh, I know. Which disclaimer, by the way, not that's Hollywood.
Yeah,
That's not what happens.
no.
No. Yeah, we do
I'm
everything
like, we work in light and love.
light and
Everything we
love.
do is light and love. And so I was explaining that to them, right? Like everything we do is light and love, and how can that be wrong? And and everything. So it was really an eye opener for me because I was lucky. I grew up in a house of
A house of what? I lost you. Did we lose you completely?
Ooh.
Oh, we lost her.
psychics.
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
she
she's
is.
back.
There you are, honey.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. No, I was just saying, I don't know what's going on with my
Energy,
It
baby.
wouldn't be a show unless spirit interrupted somehow with my phone or like it's just crazy. But anyways, I was saying like I'm lucky that I grew up in a home of psychic mediums, and I take that for granted in a way, because I'm so open to being able to talk about this and to teach about it. And then it was a real good reminder for me that not everybody is in that same position.
Yes. So while you were doing this, I just wanted to see where we were with the energies, 5D and spirit, and I pulled 2 cards. You want to know what those 2 cards are?
I sure do.
Shiitake mushroom. Face your fears. That's literally the card I pulled. Face your fears. When you feel fear, do it anyway. Live your life to the fullest. And then the other card, the mine that I make from spirit, it's time for forgiveness. This will bring healing. I swear to God. I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to post this on Facebook.
That's crazy. And that's exactly what
we are talking about
to hear today. That's exactly what I needed to hear today.
Yes.
So I'm not sure. This is really good. This is really good. That
I'm taking a picture right now.
Up.
Yes. All right. We have a caller, sweetheart.
Oh, sweet. I'm ready.
All right, darling. We have Sharon from Seattle. Sharon, hi, love. This is Sue and Nadine. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you, honey?
Wonderful listening to you banter back and forth and laugh and giggle this early in the morning. I love it.
Yes, thank you. How are you? How can we be of service, Sharon?
Well, I loved your affirmation on transformation. And I thought it's really very suitable for today's time. I was wondering what my guides on the other side have information for me, because I don't seem to be in lockstep with everybody now. I feel like we're going through a transformation. Our country is going through, and it's hard, but there is really a lot of hate.
Well, we don't want to focus on that energy, right?
No.
We're going to keep our
not to do that, but it is. I have a lot of friends that vary from being all of a sudden fearful, things are not really looking good, to, well, this isn't too bad, we just got to get through it.
Well, interesting that we would pull the cards on forgiveness and facing your fears, right? Whether it's us as a United States of Americas or you as an individual, facing those fears and keeping our frequency in love is going to be our biggest hurdle. I guess I think the language I want to use. So when your friends come and they come in that space of energy and fear, how do you think that you should show up?
Well, I try myself to bring a different energy to it.
Well, let me back up really quick. So, Sharon, something that I coach about and I teach, you just got to take the word try out of your vocabulary.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Completely. So either you're going to show up one way or you're not. There's no right or wrong. It's just how you're going to show up in that moment. So in that moment, you're going to choose whether you're going to show up in love and a higher frequency, or you're going to show up in fear and a lower frequency. It's your choice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, when my kids or somebody else comes to me with the stuff that's happening around the world, I listen, but I do not get wrapped up in the drama or the fear and that type of energy. And I just honestly, I listen with just curiosity. That's it. I don't listen to it and soak it in. And I say, all right, you've had an opportunity to voice that off. Now let's shift that and go into love, because that is what we all need. We need more love. We need more compassion. We need more acceptance. Right. How does that resonate, Sharon?
That does. Okay, so am I on the right path? Are my guides saying I'm on the right path with the love that I'm trying to, there I went again, that I'm showing?
Hey, will you do something for me? Take out a piece of paper. Do you have a piece of paper and a pen handy? Okay, I want you to draw a big, huge circle on that 8.5 by 11 piece of paper.
Yes.
And I want you to put the word try in the middle of it.
Yes.
And then I want you to put a line right through it. And then I want you to stick that on your bathroom mirror. Nadine, right?
Use that word. I'm usually more positive. I think it's maybe because I'm a little bit nervous about my question.
Well, no, sweetheart, it's not, Sharon, honey, you're not doing anything wrong.
But I'm more concerned about if I'm going in the right direction.
I understand. Go ahead, Nadine.
It's always the right direction if you're choosing love.
Yep.
like no doubt about it. If you always come in with love and kindness,
Yes.
and that's and compassion, and that's your, that's how you're showing up.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that ever in any situation. That's how, if you come into every situation with love and kindness and compassion, then you're doing it right.
So Sharon, what's your intended outcome? How do you see this happening? What do you want to see this outcome being?
I think I'm aiming for a better understanding that all change is not bad. I think that's what I'm aiming for.
So if I hear you correctly, are you taking on the responsibility of everything else going on around you versus yourself?
Oh, no, I'm not taking it on. I'm just because, the conversation is always there because I have a lot of friends and we all talk. Everybody talks about different issues, and it's really interesting. I have friends that talk a lot about religion, and I have other friends that are very political.
So how could you shift the energy and change the intended outcome in that conversation?
I don't really necessarily want to change I don't want to change them. I just want to, I think, have them realize that there is another way, or maybe another way isn't bad.
Well, I'm not saying change them as a person or as a whole because they've done something wrong. That's not the language or what I'm saying, nor do I think that that's what you hear them saying. I'm just making sure I say that on radio so everybody understands. I'm saying to you or anybody else out there that's listening, when these types of conversations come up, you have the ability, you have the empowerment to change the frequency of the conversation. So it's not so heavy and hateful. You can change the frequency of the conversation by shifting it into curiosity and love.
Yes, and that's what I do.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I do.
Then if that's what you're doing, then yes, you're on the right path.
Oh, good.
Yes.
And always just state your opinion without fear.
Yeah.
That's what I always think. I always think, just state your opinion without fear. And the thing is that by stating your opinion and coming from a different perspective, especially one that's coming from a higher frequency, you just might shift the conversation, or you might shift people's opinions and everything towards that subject. So I think it's always good to go in there with light and love. And you never know, you might change somebody from feeling full of hate or anger about something and shift their perspective to one of love. So really, you're just being a light worker. When you show up in love and light, that's exactly what you're doing. You're healing the planet, you're healing yourself, you're healing people one conversation at a time.
That's beautiful. So Sharon, if your intended outcome is to show up in light and love, if that is your intended outcome and you're very clear on that, that should be that's how you language your conversation.
And that's what I've been doing.
Yay!
Don't ever say try around.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you for having the courage and listening to your intuition to call us today. All right, guys, we are taking calls 1-888-298-5569 or locally 425-373-5527. We're taking calls. If it's ringing and ringing and ringing, please just bear with us. Have patience. Benny's running around and pushing lots of buttons. I'm sorry, I had to clear my throat. Benny, would this be a good time to take a break? Let's do that. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about forgiveness, fears, resentments, cutting the cords, love and trust, the winds of change, rebirth, your intended outcome. Love you guys. Sue Lundquist here. We'll be right back.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Hey guys, Sue Lundquist here, the Bridge Coach, where spirituality meets practicality. That means it is my unique ability to bridge together the practical 3D with the spiritual 5D to create an explosive personal transformation that can show up in confidence, purpose, speaking your truth, trusting in what you say and how you're showing up in this world. If all of this sounds good to you, go to SueLundquist.com for your free 15-minute phone conversation. Let's see if we're a good match. Go to SueLundquist.com and make an appointment.
Hi, this is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I wanted to take a moment and let you know about a nonprofit organization called Give to Give. The Give to Give Foundation was created by a group of people who have studied my work or have participated in my workshops around the world. And by applying the principles of mind over matter and the mind-body connection, they've created outstanding changes in their lives or in their health, and they wanted to give back. The organization is dedicated to providing the proper resources to those people in need to gain the opportunity to learn exactly how to change their body or their lives. If you want to learn more about the Give to Give Foundation, or you know someone that needs help, or you simply want to make a donation, visit givetogive.com. Those who give don't always know how to love. Those who love always know how to give. Thank you.
Hey guys, Sue Lundquist here. I am your bridge coach. That means I bridge spirituality with practicality. I am here today to talk about my 16-day challenge. If you are looking to improve on trusting yourself, reclaiming your power, creating more confidence, speaking your truth, and really getting clear on what that even means and looks like in your life, this is the opportunity for you. Go to SueLundquist.com, scroll down to the 16-day challenge, and let's get you signed up. My next 16-day challenge is January 1. Go to SueLundquist.com.
Following the herd is fine until they lead you off a cliff. Think for yourself. Alternative Talk, 1150 a.m.
Oh, righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. Hi, Benny. Hi, Nadine. Hi, the world. How are you all? Oh, yes, this is the Gratitude Cafe. This is the Super Sue Lundquist Show with Nadine, and we are taking calls. I think I'm a little loopy and goofy today, and energies are changing. So we came on the air at the top of the hour, and we were talking about letting go and the winds of change and deaths and rebirths, and that could look like metaphorically, it could look literally, it could look as though you are changing in a relationship, it could be something that you are rebirthing and letting go of, a relationship, fears, resentments, letting go of, and forgiving yourself. Nadine was talking about cutting cords, and I loved the balloon analogy of blowing everything. Like when she was in her meditation, she said that her sister had taught her to blow into a balloon all of her fears, her worries, her anxieties into that balloon and then release it and let it go, which is a beautiful. If it works for you, use that tool. I want to reread the affirmation of letting go, just so I've got all of you. We're all on the same page. Today, I embrace the memory of my past and feel grateful for all that life has given me. I acknowledge that I did the best I could at the time, and now I'm ready to let it go. I clear my future road ahead for miracles and happy surprises. With grace and ease, universe, please, with grace and ease. And I loved the conversation when Sharon called in, Nadine, about, showing up. What is your intended outcome when you're showing up in those types of arenas of conversations? Are you showing up in light and love? Are you showing up wanting to show up and be in the drama and the fear? How do you want to show up? And it's getting clear on who you are and how you're showing up in this world. And now I'm going right into a segue because you guys, if you've got questions about that, you could do one-on-one coaching. You could do my 16-day, craziness to clarity challenge. Actually, Nadine just took part in that and really said she got a lot out of it, which I'm super excited for, and so did everybody else. So if that's something that resonates with you, do it. My next one's January 1st. You best be getting on my website and signing up before the places are taken up. So go to SueLundquist.com and literally just scroll down, and it's right there, the 16-day challenge. I'd love for you to be a part of this group. It's super juicy. Hello, Miss Nadine.
Hi. I was just thinking, how you show up in the world is so light and love, and your frequency is always so high. And I was, about the 16-day challenge and your coaching and stuff. I'm like, anybody would be so lucky to even be able to have a conversation with you, because it's so refreshing and life-changing and positive. Like it's hard not to have a shift.
Thank
From
you.
listening to you and your coaching and your teaching. Every time I'm on the radio show, I always learn something, and it's always
Well, it's a
exciting for
mutual love
me.
between you and me too, sister.
Well, yes, we're in
Absolutely.
love.
Yes,
Just
totally in love. Just saying. And our callers too. And you know what? And I'm glad that you brought that up because there was another gentleman who was a part of our 16-day challenge, Dan, and I think he like tripled his income after our first conversation.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, like literally he used one or two of the tools that I had taught and boom, he got this massive client and it was because of the tools. So right there, that's your bottom line, folks. So if you're looking to increase your bottom line, I got some pretty magical tools, but you've got to be the one that's going to show up, and you've heard myself and Nadine talk about this. I'm going to give you the fishing pole. I'll give you the tackle box, the line, everything. You have to do the fishing metaphorically, right? You got to do the work.
Right. Well, and also like the thing I love most about it too is like you are like how you say it's like you're the bridge coach between the 3D and the 5D. So it's really nice because we can be, I'm like a very spiritual person and I kind of tend to live more in the spiritual side of things. So it's really nice when I took the 16-day challenge to have those practical tools of the 3D world in order to navigate between the two, right? Because like I can be like too far out the other way and forget about like the details of life and how I'm showing up or how I'm running my business and things like that. So it was really good for me in that sense, even to have the awareness that I'm more that way.
Yes.
Right?
You have a
How
new
you always
pair of
say
glasses
awareness
on,
is
right?
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I can see why business, like his business would, he'd land a bigger client or, because it's that huge shift, from the way you were to now you're, learning more tools, you're becoming more enlightened and all at the same time.
Yes.
Because everything you do is practical and spiritual. So,
Aw.
it's nice. You don't have to go to I don't have to go to a business course and then a spirituality course. I can
It's
have
all right
everything.
here.
I could have it all in one go. So, yeah, you can't go wrong signing up for your course or coaching with you. I can't stress that enough. So,
Oh, thank you. Big love on Sue. Thank you, thank you. And likewise, I was going to try and say likewise, Miss Nadine. How can people get some coaching and guidance from you?
well, normally it would be through my Facebook.
Yes, there was an issue.
But I had an issue with my Facebook, but it will be up and running later today. I'll be back online and ready to go. So you can find me. Just Google Nadine Greca, or on Facebook you can find me. And if not, you can call or text me locally up here in Canada. Is 306-480-2889.
Nice. Please go in and get some loving from Spirit with Nadine and talk about practical advice too. I mean, you do. You don't realize it maybe, but you do. You give so much love and practical advice when you're giving those readings. And
it comes with everything, right?
Yeah.
So it comes from all of, because we all have our own life experiences we bring to the table as well. And then, Spirit, like when you're talking to your guides are really about guiding you and coaching you and giving you those tools. Your guides do that all the time, right? So
Yes.
I talk to both. I'm talking to your people who are giving you advice on the other side, but we also connect with like angels and guides as well. So everything that we're talking about is always for your highest good.
Always for your highest good.
But like you said, I can give you the fishing pole. I could lead you to the water, right? Your guides can lead you where you're supposed to go, but it doesn't mean you're always free will.
Always free will,
right?
Yep. And either way, you know what? Let's have this conversation about regardless of, I mean, I'm talking about free will and regardless of the choices that you make, guys. Hang on. My throat needed to be cleared. Regardless of the choices that you make. And it's not that you're doing it wrong. And I really want to emphasize that. You're not doing it wrong. You're just making a choice with what you have currently, with the knowledge base that you have currently. So if you can take it from a compassionate aspect, a compassionate, energetic realm and feeling, and get really curious about, oh, interesting, why did I, left or right? If you've got a road or a path and then you decide that you're going to go left or right, you're still making a choice. You're still going to gain wisdom. That wisdom could be, a little more challenging, or it could be a little more easy. And you guys have heard me talk about challenging could be grizzly bears, ease can be butterflies. So when Nadine and myself, I talk to you about spirituality and bridging between 3D and 5D. What frequency do you want to show up in? So if you do go and you choose to maybe have a little bit more of a challenge, you can choose to show up in that challenge in fear and contracted and resentful, or you can choose to go, okay, I'm going to get curious. I'm going to get compassionate and relax with myself. I'm not going to allow my fight or flight to take charge. And I'm going to learn whatever lesson it is I need to learn in this environment, this example. And then get back on path again, whatever that path is. It's not that you have made, there's so much shame and guilt around making bad choices, right? But if you get
so much,
so much. But
that's why I had to forgive myself this morning.
But also, you know, and it's having that awareness and getting your head out of the sand too. That's always number one. You hear me talk about that too. And it's number one, having the awareness, getting clear on how you're going to show up, getting clear on your intended outcome. The intended outcome can be a relationship. The intended outcome can be a conversation that you're going to have with somebody. Get really clear on what that looks like and how you want that outcome to be. And then step into that environment with that frequency and that energy. That frequency and energy is when I'm talking in the 5D. So I want the love and energy. I want that stuff. I want the butterflies. No more grizzly bears, please. No more.
It's funny you say that because I had that same conversation with my guides this morning because it's so,
really
this is how it happens. Like, because I was talking to them, I was like, my biggest thing with them is like, I want to feel safe and supported.
Yes.
Especially after what I've gone through this past summer with losing my husband and my baby's dad there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of was going back into like a state of fear. And I tend to be like a kind of a state of fear person anyways, because I'm a worrier and I don't know why I worry, but I just do. But this morning I said, you know, I'm like, why am I not feeling supported? Like, why am I not feeling? And because I'm not trusting that I'm supported from the other side. Like when I do readings, I feel like I'm supported, right? When I'm in that reading mode and I'm feel fully supported and I'm teaching to feel fully supported because I can feel the guides and everything because I'm calling them in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, again, I'm calling them in for other people.
Ha!
So
you need to put that oxygen mask on yourself, sister.
I know. So it was a really big, I'm like, I'm forgiving others. I'm not forgiving myself. I'm bringing in everybody else's guides. You know, I do bring in my guides, but I'm only asking them to come in when I need their help for readings. And I'm like, listen, Nadine, what are you doing? They're there anytime I need them. So I was like, I said to them today, I'm like, I really need to feel safe and supported at all times. You know, that you're there at all times. And that's my job, though. It's not just their job to show up because they're already there. It's my job to ask for that help when I need it. And, you know, we kind of I'm a single mom and I get in that work mode and I'm go. And I am so used to helping others that I forget to ask for help for myself or even have that conversation of like, you know, I need help right now, whether it's from my angels or my guides or my sister or my friend. You know, I have to stop and remind myself that I am supported.
Okay, I'm going to run into this, sister, right here, because this is so powerful. So trusting that you are fully supported. So this is the 3D, 5D conversation. So 3D here in our human form, knock on wood, this human form, you ask for the help. You ask for the help. You get clear on what that help is. You want to feel safe. You want to feel supported in all that you do. And then having the validation that they are there with you and asking for that validation. This is the language I use. I ask for the help. Please give me and show me the validation. And then my agreement with them in 5D, this is where it gets 5D is, I see the blessings. I witness and trust that the things that are coming to me, whether it's a feather, a dime, a song, a sneeze, something that's coming to me because I was thinking of spirit in that instant, or my contract with them is, you know what, I'm asking for this. I've asked for help. I promise you I will then be aware and see it and be grateful for it. And that's just this ever revolving love and gratitude. Do you see that frequency? Do you see what I'm talking about?
Oh, absolutely. And that's exactly true. But I know, like, that's normally how I am, but I noticed just today.
Yes. Oh, girl,
I
I'm
noticed
doing the
that
same
shift.
thing.
Yeah, and like you said the veil is thinner right now, and
Yes.
there's lots of shifting going on, lots of letting go and transformation right now, in the world and ourselves and whatever. I awareness. So you brought into my mind once again the awareness, and I was like, wow, like I was working so much and channeling spirit for so many people that I have stopped channeling for myself. I have stopped asking for help for myself.
Oh,
And
honey.
it was a big realization for me, though, that I do that in my everyday. Like, for some reason, I think, I'm strong, I can do this, I got this. But,
Oh, yeah.
there's just as much strength in reaching out, and being able to ask for help and acknowledging when you need help is really strong and takes a lot of courage.
It
So I was like,
does. And that's you being vulnerable.
yes. And I was like, Nadine, you need help from spirit. So I said, I had a meditation today and I was like, listen, I need your help. I need you around. I know I'm terrible at asking for help. But yeah, but they will, they help you and they are around. But yeah, like you said, you have to know what the signs, you have to be open to the signs and see that they are actually with you at all times and be willing to ask for help.
Yes. So being vulnerable, having courage to ask for help, being in that awareness, and then trusting in that outcome, trusting that those blessings, that was a blessing, that feather, excuse me, that feather, that heart-shaped rock, that song that miraculously came on the radio. I'll be thinking like this is just us having a conversation. Obviously, that's what we're doing today and educating the audience. But when I'm spinning out, like you were talking about today, you were spinning out and forgetting that spirit's there for you, which I'm just as guilty. I've been spinning out in my own 3D melon for a few days, and making big 3D choices, right? Which is fine. However, not allowing 5D spirit world and the energies and the frequencies showing up in that frequency, so I can not only be aware, I can hear and trust and see the messages. So where am I going with this? I was in the grocery store and I was so spun out in my conversation and I was so distracted. I stopped in the middle of the aisle and went, okay, Sue, you haven't even lifted your head to look around. You don't know what's going on. And I immediately just started, oh, is that somebody whining? Or something in the background. I stopped and I listened to the song that was playing. And I hadn't heard it before, and I'm like, okay, I get the message. So, and it could be a song in the grocery store. It could be a song that pops up on the radio. It could be a message coming from somebody else. Just stand in that awareness and stand in that compassion and love versus resentment, closed up, fearful. I want to make sure I'm communicating the difference of frequencies, right? Because us as humans, we tighten up and we go in that fight or flight, and it's a different part of our brain, and we get all wrapped up in that fear, and we can't see with good clear glasses. We can't see that love. We can't see that blessing that's right in front of us. How did that happen? Nadine, are you there? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm like right here. I just had to turn my speaker off for a second while everybody calmed down.
Oh.
In the zoo. my lions in the cages were just screaming. I had to.
Oh.
They're so bad, Sue.
They're just sending us love is what they're doing.
They are. They're just
at least that's what we're going to call it.
That's what we're going to raise our frequency right now.
Yes, we are going to raise our frequency and have this show up in 5D as love and trust and yada, yada, yada.
I'm trusting that their screaming is for my highest good.
Good, yes. It's a message for me.
Yeah, it's for the highest good of the radio show.
Yes. Oh, I love it. That is so. You know what, though? That could be because maybe somebody has lost a pet. And that's exactly what they needed to hear today.
And I think that's why I honestly believe that.
I do.
Because everything means something. Like Sue knows this. And for anyone who gives readings or is looking to give readings, our five senses are how we speaking of animals, my cat. Who's got a cat out there that wants to talk to them? But
I do.
Yeah, we use all of our senses, right? All the time. when we're giving readings. So that's what it is. So if we hear a cat or we see a bird outside or we find a dime,
Yep.
we're like, okay, this means something. It's a message from spirit. So if anybody out there has a cat that's crossed over,
Me?
now is the time.
Yeah. or
you
yeah.
have a cat that crossed over? Steve?
Oh, heavens, yes.
Oh, well, that's probably what it is, that you have a little kitty that's on the other side saying hello to you.
My boy.
Because you're just talking about how you trust all the signs and
Yep.
and dimes and this and that and the other, and then look what happens.
Looks what happens. Yes.
The zoo.
The zoo.
You know, one thing I wanted to add that I thought about when you were talking about, or when that last caller was talking about, you know, the conversations, how the conversations can, you know, be kind of dark or lower frequency. And I was laughing laughing to myself, because I have the most beautiful friend. Her name is Dana Standing Horn, and she's an Indian princess. And she's just one of the most beautiful people in the world, and spiritual and everything else. But she's very direct, like very loving, very kind, but very direct. So if the conversation starts going like in a kind of a low frequency direction, like no matter who she's around, she'll be like, okay, that's enough.
I love that though.
Oh, it's so awesome. She's so refreshing, because like just the way she says things is just so direct. And she's like, nope, I don't talk about things like this.
Nope.
Let's change this topic.
Yep.
Like she has such boundaries with people and with spirit. And it just, every time I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, yeah, she's right. Right.
Oh,
And everyone,
I love it.
And she and the awareness she brings to everyone around her, like everyone in the conversation is A, shocked that she's so direct. And then B, they're like, yeah, you're right. We are going down the rabbit hole here. And it's not a good feeling, right? Because she lives in such a high frequency of love and light. So anything that's not of that, she you know, she's like, nope. It's like gossip, right? You know, like, I don't listen to gossip. I don't want to hear about gossip. I don't want, you know, like, it's that same feeling when it starts to feel, oh, this doesn't feel good. Like, this conversation doesn't feel good. This isn't who I am.
Yes.
How can I shift the energy? And most of us will like change the topic, or, you know, she's like, nope.
I love her. I do that. Yes. I absolutely
do that.
I do. I'm like,
she
no,
reminds me of you in so many ways. You're like, nope. You're like, don't say try.
Yeah.
Don't talk about this.
We're
nope.
swapping that bleep bleep right now. Yes. We're turning that around.
Take that conversation to somebody else who really enjoys it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Whatever, right?
And I have got the petri dish of that in my family with 3 teenagers. I mean, it's constant. And it's exhausting, but that's not me throwing in negative stuff. That's just realistic, practical, stating facts.
Right?
It just is. So I also tell you that from a compassionate, you know, aspect too, because I live what I teach. I live all of this, you know. Yeah.
Well, it was really nice. Like, it gives me such perspective when I'm with people like you or with Dana, because I am kind of like a people pleaser in a way, you know, like I kind of have that, or I'm just kind of like a gentler approach with things.
Yes.
But I don't need to be. That's what I love about it. I'm like, I don't need to be gentle or like or worry about other people's feelings in that sense. Like, I have to worry about myself in that situation and what it's doing to me.
Yes.
And I was like, this is not making me feel good. And instead of saying anything, I'll just go along with it, or I'll, you know, try to change the subject subtly, instead of being like, you know what, this doesn't feel good. Can we change the topic? Like, being really direct. So that's one thing I learned a lot from your 16-day course as well, is like learning to be direct, and that, you know, you can set boundaries all the time, and you have that right. It's your life. It's your space. It's your, you know, your voice, your everything. So you don't have to be in a situation that you don't want to be in. And that's one thing I'm learning.
Oh, you
and
don't.
I just love it.
I love that. Good. So
yes,
I got
I'm
one
getting
little
so much
superpower
better.
tip. So when you
Yes.
say to them, let's change the subject, instead of that, say, let's change that to butterflies. Give
Right.
them something visual to look at that completely changes the frequency, instead of let's change the subject. Do you feel the difference?
I sure do. Like, yeah, that's the thing. My friend Dana is like really blunt. So it's like, it's a little bit off-putting, because you're like, whoa, did she just say that? And she kind of, but you know what? It works.
It does.
Because it's kind of that shock value.
Yes.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
everyone will stop what they're doing, and they'll kind
Yes.
of be like, oh my God, did she just say that? And then they're like, she's so right. And they'll change the subject, right?
Yep. I love
but
it.
yeah, it's just even having the knowledge that that's even happening and to catch it.
The
like
awareness.
She so lives in such
Yes.
a high frequency that she catches it right away, where me, I can kind of go down the rabbit hole a little bit. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. And I can feel like I want to change the subject, or I can feel that the subject is not feeling good. And yet I will kind of go with it a little bit further than I should, I guess.
Yeah, and
is what I'm
not
saying.
feeling, well, you were talking and using the language earlier about feeling safe and supported.
Right.
And being able to speak your truth. So knowing, one, you've had the awareness, and then you got really clear, I don't like how that makes me feel. And now being able to speak your truth and moving that energy up and out.
Yes.
In both 3D and 5D, because you literally have energy centers that you need to pull out to speak your truth in your fourth and fifth center. You've got to be able to bring that all the way out.
And finding the language to be able to
Language,
say it. Right?
yes.
The language, like you talk about language all the time. Like, okay, how can I say this clearly? For my friend Dana, her language is very clear and very direct, and maybe could be off-putting. I don't know, right? But that's okay. That's who she is. She doesn't care what people think of her, right?
Yeah.
She shows up in the world with light and love. Everything she does has that intention behind it. If she offends you in the process, then that's your that's your
trigger.
That's,
yeah, that's your thing.
issue.
Yeah.
Like that's something that's going on with you, right? Because for me, she never offends me ever. Like, right? Because I'm like, wow, like I'm like, you're right, or
Yes.
I appreciate that bluntness, because you really don't get that a lot in this world. Most people are, have a mask, or they're people pleasing, or they feel like they have to behave a certain way. And she just doesn't have that. She just is who she is, and love it or leave it.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, and she's always been like that.
And can't you trust that?
16, I love it.
You can trust that because you've got the boundaries. And you've heard me talk about this in the 16-day craziness clarity challenge as well. But ask yourself, guys, do you feel that you can trust that person that doesn't have boundaries? I know myself, trust and integrity, all of that is so important. And I also want to love and nurture. So finding that balance. So if I set up my boundaries, I also want people to feel loved and nurtured at the same time. I don't want to feel like they just got the door slammed in their face. And you and I are like that both, right, Nadine? So finding the language to be able to say a respectful, kind no, and having not only that clarity, the awareness, the clarity, the compassion, and the boundary, which is super juicy.
Can I say one thing on that topic though? And maybe you have an answer for me.
What?
So here's the thing. I have some friends who are more like on the negative aspect of things, or like they like to say reality aspect of things. They think that it's got to be like a balance of negative and good, and which is fine, right? But having said that, I always try to approach things from like a positive point of view and a loving and kindness point of view. And what they say to me is like, if they ask me something and I respond with like a loving message, or like a loving, supportive, positive, they say, yeah, well, you always say that. Right? Or yeah, of course you would say that. Or you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
I do.
They don't trust the loving happiness side of things. They don't trust that. They think that I'm being too positive, or I'm being fake, or you know what I mean? Like, of course you would say it looks good.
Oh, well, that's not reality, Sue. Oh, yeah.
That's not reality.
Oh, right? I know that. I do. So
come down to reality. Reality isn't all roses and like you say, butterflies. And
yes. Okay. So that's the frequency that I talk about in 5D. Yeah, granted, but it's how you're going to ingest the information. If they're going to stay in that fear, if they're going to stay in that resentment, if they're going to stay in the drama, big quotations, in the drama of their reality, the drama of their story, that's fine. No right or wrong. They're just stuck in that story. That story could be drama. That story could be, well, the reality is, and the reality to them is drama, is fear, is resentment. And you can say, well, you know what? Yeah, my reality is, and I choose my reality, is love and trust. Now, does that mean in 3D that I don't have challenges? No, that means I have challenges, and my soul's got lessons to learn. However, I have a different perspective, a different reality, a different frequency that I'm going to show up as and learn from that situation versus spinning out in the drama and the fear. So yeah, my reality is different. Yes, it is. I choose to be empowered than disempowered. And having that language and that conversation with them, will shift the energy in the room. It will also shift you, and you're speaking your truth. You're standing up for yourself. You're being on purpose, and you're being an example for them. How magical is that? Boom, drop the mic. Okay, Nadine, it's 8:58.
Well,
oh, there you go.
Is it 8:58?
Already? Yeah. So shoot, we got to go, darling. Oh my God. All right. I love you. We'll come back next week. All of you are wonderful. Go to SueLundquist.com. Get on my 16-day challenge. There's so much love to give you and guide you. SueLundquist.com. We'll see you next week. Until then, each of you are a gift. Get out there and share yourself with the world.
If you like the show, help more people find us by adding your review of the show on iTunes. The more reviews we get, the more people we can reach with this inspiring message on the Gratitude Cafe. Simply search for Gratitude Cafe in iTunes, hit subscribe, and add your honest review. It would help us immensely, and we'll be forever grateful. It's one of the best ways you can give back to the show with your review. Thanks for tuning in to the Gratitude Cafe. Don't forget, every week is a new show, and you could submit your questions at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. The show goes live at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Seattle on Seattle's Alternative Talk AM 1150. You can also call in to the show at 425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569. Find the live streaming link at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. We'll see you next week.